Hi everyone, how are you doing? I pray that you are keeping your eye on the prize and getting through this and learning just maybe a few more things about yourself. At present, I see what is happening around us as a great opportunity for our personal and collective awakening. The universe loves us, and it is pushing us to do life differently for the highest and best good for all of its creation. So our response to me is very simple. We can use this time to continue creating upset in our world, or we can use this time to look within our own lives and get clear about what's really important. You see, I believe that our good does not always look like sunshine and lollipops. Sometimes humanity needs a spiritual 2x4 upside its head just to wake us up. You need some rain and time away to be rejuvenated. Now, as you see it, or as I see it, our world has become so outer focused and separated. No wonder that this has shown up. And many have been engaged in anger and scared at how the world was showing up for them, and that maybe it took something like this to rattle our chains. No matter the meaning that we assign to this pandemic, I see it as a new beginning for humanity, a true wake-up call to reset our thoughts, feelings, actions, and creating a better world for ourselves and generations yet to come. Unfortunately, sometimes it takes something like this virus to open humanity's eyes so we can redirect our priorities and adjust our sails. Throughout my days, I hear and I witness people running around trying to keep up with all the changes that are surrounding them. I too am one of those people. I have found it exhausting at times trying to meet all the worldly demands. I have come to the temporary conclusion I am taking care of me first so I can be ready and able to assist others. You know, if you don't take care of yourself, you really cannot be of much help to another. So yes, I know that for some, this may sound really selfish, but it is the truth, believe it or not. Now, I recognize that when I need help, I ask for it. Sometimes I have to ask around to find someone to help me, but never do I want another soul to put themselves in jeopardy over something for which I am asking. You see, for me, life is about balance, love, and mutual respect. These are qualities of God that live within us all. And by working toward this, I get the opportunity to experience the good that God has for me and to enjoy this experience. Now, there is always a blessing in the midst of darkness. You just have to stop and look for it. Matthew 7:7 states, a truth that far surpasses the thought of most people. I suggest that you delve into it by contemplating and seeking insights to how this scripture offers you some practical realizations and applications. The scripture is, ask, and it will be given to you. So I'm asking you, what are you asking for? Seek, and you will find. What are you seeking? Because no matter what it is that you are seeking, you will find it. And knock, and the door will be opened unto you, which means you have to take actions. Ask what you really need at this time. For some, this may be a bit of more work who have never looked at it. However, first, you may hear in your mind all the stuff you think you need in the physical world. That's not what I'm really talking about. But in time, by practice, when your mind gets refocused on your inner world instead of the outer circumstances, you will hear, feel, or you will feel guided as to what you really need. Mark 11:24 states, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Now, if you want to sail through this time in peace instead of asking for peace, I affirm you already are at peace. If you're not at peace, you can also ask yourself, what am I thinking that is creating this upset? Just know you can do that, but it will not change the circumstances. Changing your reality only happens when you actually change the thoughts of some what some people call changing your own consciousness. Now, the claim that I hear most people today, unfortunately, is this is so hard to be self-quarantined. Then they go on looking and sharing all the reasons why this seems so hard. This kind of thought and talk can only create more hardship. And you are inviting others to agree to experience just how hard it is. Is that what you want for yourself? Is that what you want for the world? I imagine not. I know that misery loves company, but how about trading in your misery for peace of mind and joy? I know it may seem hard, but it will never change for you until you stop reinforcing what you don't want. If this applies to you or a loved one, please realize it is just a thought that has been accepted along the way as being true. Being so-called hard was a judgment that you made, or you may hold, that has now become your living reality. Think about this. If you can create upset, you can also create the experience of peace. To do this, you simply set your intention to change your thought to create a different reality. In time, you will see and experience a whole different world. This is an excellent time for me to remind you of this particular scriptures, Matthew 7, 1 through 2. Do not judge so that you may not be judged. For with the judgment you make, you will be judged, and the measure you give will be the measure you get back. So really, what we are attempting to do here is to eliminate the judgments we hold inside our consciousness, as what we judge will always show up in our world. I share this not just because. I share this from years of experience, working on changing my thoughts to create a better experience for myself and my family and the world. I work daily on catching my not-so-positive thoughts and then make a conscious choice as to how I want to experience the world. I have proven this to myself over and over again, and I am now encouraging you to work with the power of the Christ within to co-create your reality, especially now that we have been so-called put into self-quarantine. I work daily on realigning my error thoughts to more positive thoughts, which create an even more positive experience and a better world in which we all can live. The truth is this: you can change any core belief and create a whole different experience. In practicing changing a belief, this is what happens. You have an error thought that has been producing what you don't want for a long time. And it could be very detrimental to your health as well. So that thought must be transformed. Remember the scripture of Romans 12:2? It reads, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds, so that you may discern what is the will of God, what is good, acceptable, and perfect." Now, I know that many people are in the 12-step program, I myself included. So if you are in the 12-step program, you have probably heard that it takes at least 21 days to change a thought. Science is proving this over and over again. So accept it does not take time for this to take place. However, it is important to stop entertaining those error core beliefs. You do this by catching yourself every time the error thought presents itself into your awareness. When that happens, I like to say to it, "Stop it. That is not the truth of me." Then I affirm what is real and authentic in spirit. What happens is my energy then shifts and begins the process of recreating something different. The new thought then directs the Christ essence within to empower my emotions, which in turn sends out this different energy or vibration into the world. In time, the universe responds to what I am sowing. For someone who may think this is not or does not work, I'd like to remind you, or for you to remember, you have to just stop yourself for discovering one of the greatest gifts God has given you. So if you hold this thought that it doesn't work, guess what? It doesn't work. But if you do practice it, You will find how true it is. Now, you may never know the truth of all this unless you practice it. No one can even do it for you. But God has given us a way to co-create our world. So let's try this experiment. I did this a couple of weeks ago at church, and so many people weren't there because of the virus and all, and I just want to share this with you. I was talking a little bit about this subject, and I invite for you now just to take a breath. Repeat. Now I want you to start thinking about how a big old slice of lemon tastes. See yourself in your mind's eye biting into it. Swish, it's already starting with me, swish the juice around in your mind and your mouth. Taste how sour it is. Now just think a few more minutes longer. Are you salivating yet? Are you tasting it? Is your body responding by producing saliva? You see, even a simple thought creates a reaction in the body. Now imagine what kind of response is being created inside of you if you are walking around all the time frightened, afraid, angry, or you're complaining. They all create a chemical response. Now I invite you to take a mental stand and proclaim, I no longer focus on what I judge as wrong. Affirm, I let go of any and all previous judgments. If you don't, unfortunately, your thoughts will continue directing God energy and foster a bit more dis-ease within your body and mind. Your body responds to your thoughts by activating your emotions. If worry and confusion and anger are running through you, then your body has to respond to the call. If these types of thoughts are allowed to continue, your body-mind system will make you even more vulnerable to sickness and mental anguish. Most people do not yet realize how powerful your thoughts are and how they actually are sending forth waves of energy that will show up to reconfirm that reality. But what if that reality is not what you want? My friends, God has given you and me and everyone on this planet free will. And part of that free will is the power to choose what you think and dwell on. This is truly how we co-create our world. Our minds direct the energy of God within, and in turn, the world in time will reflect the energy of God back to you through experiences. Thank you, God, that we have been given the power to redirect our thoughts. Now, if you think about it for a moment, you will realize that this is the basis of effectual prayer. Unfortunately, many people still do not understand the mechanics and spiritual laws connected to prayer. And sadly, I see many who are praying for things like cancer. Instead of praying for cancer, how about you consider saying and affirming something like this? The healing power of the Christ indwelling, moving through each and every cell, tissue, and organ of my body. It casts off any cells that are not aligned to my highest good. Now you may also affirm in prayer that God gives you the wisdom and direction and actions as to what you are to be doing to be restored to wholeness. Both sides are very important. Not only the affirmation, but then the actions that you take. Those who use affirmative prayer are much more likely to get better results. Here's another example. When you say it's hard to stay in self-imposed quarantine, you are sending forth a message for the world to show up as hard. Is that what you want? Again, I don't think so. I think it bears repeating that our world is lived from the inside out. And we get in trouble many times when we get that turned around. God has endowed you with the power of faith, and when we set our minds and intentions in faith, we know it is only a matter of time until the universe shows what we affirm. Hebrews 11:1 reads, faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not yet seen. Disguised as a virus, this bug is presenting the world with the opportunity to sit down, reevaluate, and to maybe, for the first time for many, look inside and deal with our own issues. Now, I know that this is the last thing most people want to do, but imagine what peace that you will find once you have gone through and have released all your pent-up emotions and negative self-talk. To end this time together, I want to share with you something I heard that rang very true to my soul. I was speaking to Reverend Linda Kirkhow this week. She shared an affirmation that got me thinking. She said her daily affirmative prayer is, I accept what is. I am now open to the best of what will be. That is a great affirmative prayer. Instead of saying and reinforcing what she does not want, she made and does choose to empower her experience of peace within. Again, back in 12-step programs, we learned that acceptance is the key to serenity. Acceptance of what is without trying to change it or fight it gives us the power to step up and sets the course of our day to the best of what it promises. Remember, it is important to recognize and accept what is happening around you first, without judgment. But if you make a judgment, then allow your feelings to surface. Give your feelings permission to come up while you're holding the intention of releasing the energy within them. And as you allow the release of your feelings, hold in mind that this will create for you a brighter future. Because you took the time to process what needs to be processed and released what needed to be released. This work opens the flow of God's perfect healing energy in you. And how awesome is that? Now, I plan to post some meditations in the near future on my personal Facebook page. Some of you may have seen the one that I did last week. I'll be doing another one, but I don't think I'll be doing it at the church. I'm going to find another location. But anyway, I plan to post some of these on my Facebook page. And my hope is that I can transfer it to our church Facebook page as well. At present, I am happy that we can still communicate through this medium. Keep checking our Facebook page and our website for updates. If you need prayer, either email us at unitysebring@gmail.com or our office. Call our office, 863-471-1122, and leave your request on the answering machine. We check messages throughout the day and will gladly pray for you and yours. If you need someone to talk to, call our office as well. Leave a message and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. We want to thank all of you who are sending us cards, letters, emails, Facebook messages. I encourage you to give a call to someone you know who may be living alone or unable to get out. These are lifelines, and they are truly wonderful. And this is a way that you can do ministry and some good. All it takes is a call to brighten someone's day. We also want to thank all of those who have chose to send us a financial gift or tithe last week. Thank you. You are awesome for continuing your support of your center. If you'd be so kind as to remember that your center still needs funds to keep the lights on, the staff taken care of, you can send a donation directly to the center. You can make the donation out to Unity Life Enrichment Center, and our address is 10417 South Orange Blossom Boulevard, Sebring, Florida 33875. Again, that is Unity Life Enrichment Center, 10417 South Orange Blossom Boulevard, Sebring, Florida 33875. Now, being on the front page of our website, there's also a PayPal button where you can donate. We sure do appreciate any gift that you give, and we bless you always for your willingness to share your treasures. Until we see each other again in the physical, keep the faith, stay prayed up, focus on what is right and true, and wash your hands. Stay safe, and spread love and compassion, kindness wherever and whenever you can. Know I love you, and I'll see you soon. Happy trails to you until we meet again. And as my dear friend, Reverend Angelina Tyson says, bye for now. See you soon.